I love golf. But if I were in the White House, I don't think I'd ever see Turnberry again. I don't think I'd ever see Doral again. I own Doral in Miami. I don't think I'd ever see many of the places that I have. I don't ever think I'd see anything. I just want to stay in the White House and work my ass off, make great deals, right? Who's going to leave?
Who's going to leave, indeed? That was a real theme of then private citizen Donald Trump's attacks on President Barack Obama. In fact, 8 years ago on this very day, he tweeted, quote, "I play golf to relax. My company's in great shape. Barack Obama plays golf to escape work while America goes down the drain." And of course, you will never guess what he did today. This is the president's public schedule. It's blank. Instead, he was out at the Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach. It should be noted, in his 3 years in office, Donald Trump has well outpaced President Obama in terms of golf outings. And obviously, there's the shameless hypocrisy here, but there's also the cost, which is not nothing. According to a HuffPost analysis, Trump's golf rounds have cost the U.S. government more than $118 million. Now, to be clear, every time a president of any party through the years goes and golfs, and presidents do golf, they like to do that, it does cost the U.S. government money. The thing that makes this so very different is that some portion of that money is going back into Donald Trump's pocket because it's always at his properties, and we do not know the simple matter of how much. Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.